Hi, this is Corina Angela, and I just wanted to record this today. The topic I wanted to discuss is pretty prevalent right now, and I think it's always been prevalent, but perhaps now more than ever. The struggles of the savants. I really want to deep dive into this because this is really important for others to hear and to share and to understand. Um, Perhaps at a deeper level of what we struggle with and what we go through with. And I'll talk about my own experiences, and perhaps this will help someone listening today. And what are the struggles? I struggle with staying here every day, so that is a huge for me. And I try to utilize all my tools. I have many, over the years. I'm 55 now. So this has been a way of living for me since I was 5. And when we go through, there are many different levels of savants, not higher or lower, just levels different, some have, are born with it. Some have accidents, and some have brain injuries. Some were dropped as a baby. There's so many different um, ways that we discover uh, who and what we can do, who we are, what we can do, what we do struggle with, how we communicate, if we're nonverbal, if we're a mute, if we're blind, if we're deaf, the full gamut, right? We're all unique and different in so many different ways, right? And for us to pull together and support each other, and I hope this is helping you right here, right now. Um, for me, it's a struggle every day. I'm so incredibly grateful to be here, and the weight of the world really weighs on me. So I need to be very cognizant of where I place my energy, who I communicate with, who I don't communicate with. Uh, I need to take naps. I need to rest. I need to do many, many, many different things that I need to do to care for myself, to care for my brain, to care for my throat, um, to tap into my body and to see what is going on inside my body and where I can heal it and where my body needs special attention on any given day. I need to know my boundaries. I need to be cognizant of my boundaries. I need to be aware of my energy. I need to be aware of my thoughts. I need to be aware of my energy. If it's leaking, if it's too much, if I'm going to blow out a light bulb like I did last night. There's many, many different things that we as savants on any given level, yeah, yeah, any certain way. How can we be more aware of our surroundings, of our body, of our voice, of our energy? And when I say struggles, those are the struggles for us. Those are the things that I struggle with on a day-to-day basis. Um, it's Yeah, I'm having a tough one right now. Today, I was in my car and I started bawling, and why? I watched a few more videos than I should have today. I was doing some research, and again, I crossed my own boundary and I took in too much information, and then that's in my energy field, right? That's a part of me now. So I was feeling sad and vulnerable and not at peace. And those are my goals every day, is to be feeling and be peaceful and be cognizant and be self-aware and knowing my boundaries and staying within my boundaries. Um, so I'm struggling right now. It's so when I'm in struggle, I find what is most helpful for me is to share, is to write, is to create a video, um, to talk to somebody I trust. And that's another thing, human beings, it's very, I want to say, difficult to trust people, humans, because we can see right through them. We can, we know their hearts, we know their souls, we can see right through them. And a lot of people don't realize that the capacity of that, the weight of that on a day-to-day basis is overwhelming at times. We want to believe in people so badly, so deeply, that they have our best intentions at heart, or other people in the world are so good and wonderful and full of love and compassion and all of those things, right? And then we hear otherwise, and it breaks our hearts. I don't think people realize how incredible our hearts are. I don't think people realize how deep we are. I don't think people realize even a word that is said to us cuts us like a knife, you know. Literally. And we'll remember that one word for a very long time. So that right there, what is that? Again, it's we need to self-soothe. We need to recognize that it's where they were at when they said that word or sentence or whatever it was, right? Do we build up resilience year after year? Absolutely. Do we become stronger and wiser and more knowledgeable of our gifts and abilities and what we can do and what we are capable of? Absolutely. And then it comes into the responsibility of what we're responsible for. And then I think that's very prevalent to, come together and talk about these things and support each other wholeheartedly, because we do struggle with so many different things that people aren't, aware of. They just can't even comprehend it. And I think that's again, that's one of my struggles of, not being understood. Does anybody ever understand me? Huh? For the nonverbals out there, or the ones that are mute, or however you want to. I mean, I'm not labeling at all, but I'm just saying, how we communicate. The ones that are just strictly telepathic. It's so easy, right? It's so for me, it's I I used to, meditate and go into deep, deep trance every day. And I've been reluctant to do so, being the fact every day for me is a struggle now. So I go in maybe a couple times a week and, check in with the universe and see what's going on. Because I go up and out, and I greet my origin of where I am from, and I know where my home is, and all of those things, through years of research and getting to understand myself on a very deep level. But coming back is very, it's a struggle for me, and this morning, especially when I came back, I was out for about an hour, hour and a half, and it was beautiful and amazing and extremely peaceful and extraordinary. And I learned so much. And then when I came back, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I back? And so that's a big struggle for me. And so I just wanted to share that because perhaps there are others out there that are struggling with this. And no, you're not alone. You're not alone at all because we all go through these times. And I think this is when we do need more people out there to connect in with us and to trust that we can come back and it is okay and it is going to get better. And, all the tears we cry and all the pain that we filter through and process and clear and and heal the world on so many different levels. That is part of our healing as well. And the part that helps us stay here, if that makes sense. And you aren't alone. You're just not. And what else can we do here? What are the tools? I would love to hear from you all. What are the tools that you utilize? I know a lot of you out there have parents or a good friend or you're meeting on the hill all the time, which is amazing. And I've been there many, many times, and it is a beautiful gathering place and amazing. I actually discovered another place too. I'll share in another video, but it's really amazing. And you know, but that's the beauty of it. It's for me, it's how far can you go? And the further you go, and the further you experience, it is harder to come back. So to be aware of that and to connect in with people that understand that it is a struggle to come back. Truly it is. And I think if we more and more people talk about this, I think it lessens the intensity of it. Even now I'm feeling even me talking about it, I feel lighter. My heart feels more open. I'm not riddled with anxiety uh, as I began this video. Yeah, I mean, I just shifted, right? So those are one of my tools of being really cognizant of my body, my breath, and where I am, and how I'm speaking and my body language, all of those things. How can we be more aware? How can we be more in tune with who we are and why we are here, and to remember the beautiful beings of light that we are here, and we're here for so many amazing reasons, right? And perhaps you need to hear that right now. Perhaps someone needs to hear that right now. Perhaps a parent or, a person that is around you right here, right now. This is helpful for them. Um, Over the years, I've taught a lot about this, and I'm going to be teaching the 28 exercises in my book, Transference, Connect Your Soul Self, that I received in 2019 from Edgar Casey and Gladys Davis Turner. And there's many videos here that you can listen to about my story and how it all began. But I think right here, right now, it's so important to utilize these tools, these exercises that I was given, and I went through all these 28 exercises. And perhaps some of them sound familiar or you think you've gone through them before, but you haven't. because every time you greet and meet these exercises, they change, they evolve, they meet you where you're at. So that's the beautiful piece of all of these exercises that I went through, and it took me a couple of years to integrate them. You know, I had to acclimate and go through them and understand them deeply and then embody them into my body. And so starting to teach these on my Patreon page, I'll leave the information in the description. Um, you know, going through each of these exercises, I'm recording each of these exercises, and then we will have a Q&A on Fridays where we connect and share our experiences. But in the past, I've done this with a few groups and also my students, and it's just wild how many places we can go and understand at a deeper level, and how we can be supported through this, through these exercises, through these amazing tools. And we start accumulating, you know, our go-tos, right? We get to pick and choose our favorite ways of navigating through this life. And I think that's why it's so important to learn more and to grow more and to know we are supported here, and to know these exercises are, you know, just another way of navigating, another way of exploring and expanding our amazing gifts and abilities. And they greet you wherever you're at. And even if we are not verbal, we're verbal beyond, right? We can expand our telepathic abilities. We can expand our body language. We can expand our mind, our thinking, our body movements. There's so many different things that we can do, right? Um, Music abilities, dancing abilities, painting. There's just a plethora of things that we can do to expand our communication skills and and connecting through other people and seeing through their eyes and helping them explore new possibilities. So that's to look forward to all those exercises that I'm um, teaching and offering. Again, I'll leave in the description. But I just wanted to to let everybody know out there that, you know, we're all in this together, and it does so much good in the world when we do connect and we do share, and we know truly in our hearts that we are together, and it is exciting, and it's okay when we come back. And it's okay to breathe, and it's okay to stay. I hope this was helpful, and please leave a comment or please reach out to me. I have all my information in the description. So thank you so much. And until we meet again, thank you so much. I'm Corina Angela. Thank you.